Hi guys, Jason and Nicole on the Udderfarm. I've just come back from moving the girls into their next cell from overnight. Yeah, it's going to be a weird day today, guys. It's all that rain we've had over the last month and a half, probably over 300-400 mil, and overnight we've had 120 mil dump overnight. And we've had a lot in the catchment area on the Sunshine Coast, so it's finally taken its toll, guys. The river has broken banks. It's actually 1.5 meters above normal tide levels now, so I've got to head out the Udderfarm because I've got some fire rooms there from a camping area and also got some IBC containers. So we're heading out the Udderfarm now, guys. I've got 2 IBC containers I bought last week and I put them down near the river, probably 4 meters above the river level, and filled them up with water because those fruit trees we planted, they're using a fair bit of water because we also got another 5 additional ones, so that makes 7 in total, and we find ourselves constantly filling up the IBCs with water with the tractor. So we've got 2 more to put up there, so we're not filling up as much. But I left them down on the riverbank, probably 4 meters above the water level, and this flood is supposed to reach 9 meters. So we'll head out there, guys, see how far we get, and try and salvage these containers, but I don't like my chances. So we were on our way out to the Udderfarm, guys. We've come across our first bridge, Graham's Creek, just up the road, a few kilometres, and there's already a foot of water across that road. We weren't going to take a chance going across, guys. There are cars going across the road, but we all know the dangers about crossing floodwaters. Too many people have lost their lives, and you just don't know what current's there, guys. And also, if you do stall it in the middle, you're in a pretty bad situation. So, not that we were going across, but if we had gone across, we may not have gotten back because it is rising pretty fast, and apparently it's going to peak tomorrow. So the last thing we wanted to do was get caught on the other side for a day and a half until it peaks. So I'll turn around, guys. We could have actually taken this crossing here, but as you can see, it's already closed. So we'll head back to the trial property now, guys, and keep you posted from there. Obviously we won't get across anywhere, so apparently it's supposed to peak at 9 meters tomorrow. So that'll be interesting. My jetty is well and truly under now by about 3 meters. I don't even know it's going to be there tomorrow. So we'll keep the video rolling and give you guys some pics. But currently, as you'll see, we're already based at 2.4 meters. That was just below 2.4 when I arrived here 5 minutes ago. So she's arriving pretty fast, guys, and pretty rapidly. So those guys in the areas can keep your eyes out for my IBC containers. They'll be floating down the river soon. So my mobile number is 0422, only joking, guys. I'm sure I'm never going to see those back again. But yeah, if you do see them, and I'm pretty sure you know how to find me, guys, on the Udderfarm page, Facebook. Cheers, guys. Righto, guys, back on the trial property now. It's been 3.5 hours since I started this video. And at the time I started this video, the banks of this river behind me, which is still running rapidly, was at about 1.5 meters above containment. Now at the moment, I think we're sitting just below 4 meters, and it's 3.5 hours later. What I'm going to do, guys, is take some videos from areas from previous videos I've put up YouTube where I've got this river in the background, or areas in the paddock that I've showed you previously, and you can do a comparison. I'll put this floodwater video right next to it just so you guys see how much water is running through here at the moment. Righty, guys, I got a whisper. I don't want the cows hearing me. As you can see, that's my timeless fencing, and the wire in that middle post there is under the water by about 200 mil. So obviously I've turned the power off. I'm definitely not going to energise, or you can't energise through water. But as you can see, the girls are up there grazing during all this. Minnie's on high ground. She obviously doesn't want to get her feet wet. She obviously knows more than me, I think. I'm hoping it doesn't go that high, otherwise it's going to be really close to my flooring in my house. So apparently my neighbour Peter stocked that dam 2 days ago with fingerlings because it was supposed to be the end of the rain, and then all of a sudden then we got that dump. So in the next few years, guys, if you catch any fish in the river, any bass, you know where to return them. That down there, guys, I call the waterfall. It rushes through out into my cattle grid, and where that white water is, you can hear it from the kitchen. Sounds magical in the morning when you're sitting there having a cup of coffee. Hear it coming through the kitchen window. Morning, guys. It's now day 2 of the flood saga. So overnight, we've been up at 2 o'clock in the morning, checking on the welfare of the cattle and moving a few items that were in low-lying areas. So, and today I woke up this morning. I'm going to go down now. One of those things, guys. You know, you get on a good path, you do the right thing. I've been doing the regenerative farming now for over 2 years. The pastures are coming back really well because of the rest and the amount of armour on the ground. But when it comes to something like this, guys, a natural disaster, it's all about the welfare of the animals. So you know what I'm talking about, and I'll take you down there with me. It's sort of at the point where I've got no land left to pasture the girls. There's one paddock left I call the house paddock, and they've probably been 8 days since they've gone through that area. So I've said I'll never ever revert back to continuous grazing after the devastation that it can cause, the compaction, the overgrazing. But in this circumstance, guys, I've got no choice, and I think it's better that I continue to graze. But it's going to be another 2 or 3 days before this water subsides. I think it's going to be better that I continue to graze this area than trying to run them through to sell now, because it hasn't fully recovered. I reckon they may smash it down on the ground if I try and sell them in the next 2 days. So I'm hoping to continue to graze through the whole area will evenly cut off the growth of the plants down below. I reckon by the time they finish, they're going to be below 40% mark. So, like I said, this is the welfare of the animals, guys. You know what I talk about when I spin this camera around and show you how much movement we had overnight. Righto, guys, I'll take you on a bit of a tour of the water overnight. So that's the front of my property there, guys. It heads the river. Just have a look at the power in that water. It is just raging down that river. I was hoping to show you some debris, guys, but I think that is well and truly gone after almost a day and a half of just flooding past. There's a few logs there I'll see now coming past, but I don't think you're going to see them on camera. So that's well and truly coming up my property now. There's a 6-foot fence, guys. Oh, you see from the videos, yeah, you've already watched, there's a 6-foot fence there, guys, and yep. I'm still safe, guys, from inundation, because I've still got from there, that's a massively steep hill. I reckon there's still easily 5-6 meters in it, guys, before it actually comes to my house. So don't be alarmed that my welfare or our welfare in any way is at stake. There's still loads of movement, guys. 90% of where I reside in a town, in the town, if it got to the point where it's in my house, there wouldn't be a town on the map. It'd be wiped out, because we are pretty high here, guys. So righto, guys, without further ado, I'll head down now and we'll have a look at what it has done in the backyard overnight and why I'm going to have to move these cows into this house paddock. Like I said, I'm virtually out of business now, guys. The welfare of the cattle out the Udderfarm is not an issue, because it's that high out there. They got loads of area to move, you know, on 74.5 acres, and it's all not in flood. It's not in flood-lying areas. So, whereas here, I'll show you the ground I've got left to work with for the cattle now. And I know at 2 o'clock this morning, when we come and checked on the animals, the flies, because they've got nowhere to go at the moment, and the concentration of their urine and poo in this area, the flies were really, really bad. So the cows had a restless night, I'd say all night. Looks like they're resting now, because looks like the flies may have settled down a bit. But They were a bit spooky too last night because I think they realised the water was coming up, so they seem to be lying down now, so that's good they've rested. So yes, that's the overflow paddock, guys. You would have seen that one in my videos multiple times. That is really deep there, guys. So I guess it really is an overflow paddock now, overflowing with water from the river. So we'll head down further and I'll show you how much movement these girls have got. So there they are there. They look relaxed now. I think they might be that stressed out from overnight from issues with the flies and everything else. They've well worn themselves out. So hello, girls. So what I've had to do, guys, is this is where I'm going to have to move the girls now into the house paddock. Look at the flies back on them, guys. Been hard to spray them because of the rain. Yeah, so this is what they've had to work with now. So they've only got that little strip there, which they come out of probably 4 or 5 days ago. And we've still got another 1.5 meters, 2 meters to come up today, guys. And this is the flattest part of my property. They say if I'm going to get inundated with floods, it's going to be from the back of the house, which is here, not from the front of the river because it's so steep. Yeah, this has come up really considerably last night, guys, because we moved. That was nowhere near. Right over in the back far corner there. It wasn't even there because I put some of my hoses that I use for filling up these water troughs over there. I think they'll be floating now, so hopefully they're still going to be there when this all resides. Now I'm officially trapped on my property, because I'll show you, one of my access road is under that water, and my secondary access road is around the corner. You may have seen this in a few videos. My secondary access road is down there, so you can just see right at the end there, that's the top of the concrete path to my access road, but before that there's all water, and that would have to be 1 meter deep. So this is all they've got to chew with, guys. That's all I've got to work with, and it's pretty narrow, so there's not much really there, guys. That's probably down to the, might be able to let them go for another maybe a couple of hours, but then they'll be going to have to go into there for the next 2 days, continually graze there. I'm lucky, guys, that it has been 2 years of doing this process, and recovery time is really, really fast now. Like I said, all that's starting to come a seed now. I knocked a fair bit of that down, and like I said, the recovery is fast, guys, when you're on your regenerative path. Give it a couple of years, do the right things, because you're laying the carbon down and you're holding that moisture longer, and the sun can't be pulling it out of the ground on you. It really is, the recovery gets faster and faster and faster. And also you've now evenly distributed the nutrients by the way of the manure and the urine. Yeah, it's remarkable, the recovery, guys. And like I said, there's loads of pasture in there, but it would have been good to keep it a minimum 28 days. But like I said, in natural circumstances like this, I don't think it's going to allow me to. So what I'm going to do now, guys, I'm going to open this gate and let them into this paddock so they can continue to graze until such time as this water resides, and I can get them moved out to the Udderfarm. So once I open this gate, guys, these girls are just going to go absolutely ballistic. Righto, girls. Righto, girls. Come on, girls. Come on, girls. In you go. I'll let you in. You can come out to and from. Yep, we have movement at the station. The word has got around. Give them a chance to wake up, guys. It's 6:30 over here. This is very unusual for them to be taking so long, but like I said, they had a hard night last night, so would have been an eerie feeling with the water coming up as fast as it was. I'll come back down and fix this gate. So I won't push them in there, guys. I'll let them go at their own pace. But yeah, I'll keep you updated, guys, with everything. But we're all right. Righto, guys. I'll catch you a bit later. Just another quick update. It was only supposed to reach maybe 9.2 metres, but unfortunately they've had a bit of a revision. They've revised their estimations, and now it's supposed to reach about 10.5 metres, which means that my pump shed behind me and my working shed down there at the crush with all my working gear in it now has to be moved, or all the gear inside of that have to be taken out, and the trailer and everything has to be moved, because it's going to be inundated by roughly 1.2 metres, which is halfway to the roofs of both those sheds in the background. So we're going to get cracking, guys, and start moving this gear. Alright, guys, we'll get cracking into this undoing the shed with all the gear, and we'll throw on the back of the ute. As you can see, this flood is slowly approaching the shed, so we got to get moving. Righto, guys, so that's all done now. Flood preparation's finished. We've taken everything out of the shed we need to. There's only heavy items left in there now, so we raised them up as best we could. There's a couple of freezers there, but they're on the bottom, and all the stuff we want is above that. So it gets to half the height of those shed windows down there. We're in trouble, because that's probably only a metre off the house, so we should be lucky with the stuff in there, guys. I reckon that shed will go half under, but that's probably it, guys. We'll keep you posted. Hi guys, Jason here. Just an update. It's been 3 weeks since the floods are gone, guys, so everything's receded. You can see on the other side of the bank, guys, it's really stripped those banks out, so a lot of trees lying down. There's a lot of sand exposed. Out of it all, I end up losing my jetty. So this is that area, guys, in that video. What they estimated, guys, it actually come half a metre less than what they anticipated. So I had water just lapping in the door of my shed there, so it actually didn't go through half a metre, it actually just slapped the door. So this is the main area of concern. All this was underwater, as you can see from the videos. So all that pasture out there didn't see sun for about 4 days, and I was worried it was going to die off and it wouldn't recover. Right, guys, so this is the main area of concern. This was under the water the longest, so I thought this was really going to die off, but actually what it did do, it actually fertilised the ground. So what it did actually was the sediment that was in the river water had all that organic matter in it. So it actually, you know, from years of fish would have been on the ground, just all the leaves, the branches which are broken down over time in the river, it had that organic material in the mud, which I didn't actually comprehend at the time. I thought I was in trouble, but what I'll do is I'll actually bring you closer and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So I'll part the grass here, guys. So this is, before I do part the grass, look at the recovery. So I've had great recovery, and this has only been 3 weeks, so it's 21 days. Part the grass, it's still a bit stained where the mud settled. And I was worried about the organic material breaking down and washing away, but if you have a close look, it's still all there. It's covered in mud, but it's actually probably helped the process of breaking down my organic matter. As I dig through, all my organic matter is still there. I'm still digging. That's all soft dirt till it gets to there. So I've still got my full inch of organic matter when I started with, but now it's got a layer of silt mud holding all that organic material from the river, helping that grow. So it's adding that additional fertilizer on top of the cow poo and cow urine. So it's actually, have a scan around, and it's actually, the grass has actually come back leaps and bounds better than it was before. So the floods haven't damaged me in any way like I first anticipated. It's actually helped me out. Righto guys, on that note, I think I've covered everything. Guys, if you've been on the channel for 3 or 4 months and you like the content but you haven't had a chance to subscribe, please subscribe. We are a small YouTube channel, and every subscription helps me grow this channel so I can bring you more information so you guys can learn from my mistakes, so you guys don't make the same mistakes hopefully down the track. And regenerative farming, guys, is the way to go. It's 100% done amazing things for my property. Anyway guys, have a great morning, have a great afternoon, and have a terrific evening guys, wherever you're watching this from, and we'll catch you later.